I'm addictive and expensive. Byron Wilcott. And I'm watching WGS-TV.
Welcome everyone to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and YouTube.com/ZFXFame. It is me, your old pal Double B, Billy Boudreaux, and normally guys I wouldn't do a review of house shows for the WWE unless I attend one of them, and guess what guys, if you haven't been watching my videos as of late, yeah, I did attend one. It was the event that happened at the Cajundome a couple of nights ago. I want to go ahead and talk about it with you guys. I want to talk about some of my... this is like one of the first house shows WWE has done in the Cajundome in quite some time. Because normally, whenever they've come to the Cajundome, they've done like televised events, whether it be Raw or SmackDown. So this is kind of the first house show they've done. And it's my first opportunity to actually see the new setup, the new stage that they use for house shows. Now, normally for their house shows, or their super shows as they like to call it, they don't really, before they never really used a stage. No, it was just a setup for the ring and the lights above the ring. That was it. But now WWE is putting a little bit more stock into their house shows and actually, putting up a stage. They have a couple of Titantrons, a couple of monitors, and they also have a big monitor hanging above, the Cajundome one. So I want to give it a big kudos. It was a really decent setup, in my opinion, getting the opportunity to really see that. Second thing you guys are probably noticing is some of the new merch, some of the new swag that I got at the show. Most notably, you guys can see the Daniel Bryan t-shirt right here. You got to go with the yes, 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 yes. And I'll tell you what, I can tell you this for right now, guys. My twin sister Jenny hates my guts because I bought this shirt. She hates it. But as you can probably see, I also have a brand new hat. Now you'll probably see me sport a lot more here on my videos. But every now and again, I'll bring back the old Pac-Man hat. But we got the CM Punk hat right here. A little bit of a CM Punk autograph. You got it right here. I'm going to find some way to mount this or frame it somewhere. But you saw I had the broski shades. Got the broski shades right here. Woo, woo, woo. But I also got another pair of shades, because I'm not going to be keeping these shades, so I'm going to be a little present for my little brothers. But I got another pair of shades. I want you guys to give me feelings about these shades here. What do y'all think? Is it good? Is it me? Does it look awesome? I want to hear back from you guys. Because you might see me open up with a pair of shades, or maybe do a review entirely where I'm wearing just the shades. But to me, I think it looks pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think. But for right now, we're going to go without the shades. So let's go ahead and talk about the event. As you guys saw some of the swag here. Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and finish showing you guys my swag that I got at the show. I'm probably going to get some comments to this, but hey. Always been a fan of his work. So why not? Get this, The WMD. Weapon of Mass Destruction. Yep. And I know I might get some swag for some hit for this, but I kind of outed myself last night on my Facebook page, so why not just show it here? Yep. I got it. So Now that you guys have seen my complete collection of my swag, let's go ahead and talk about the actual event and the lineup of the card. The first matchup of the night was Sin Cara and Hunico. Now, yes, we've seen Sin Cara and Hunico multiple times on TV, but however, tonight on that show, that night, they opened up with a beautiful match. I gotta give it to them. You know, ever since Sin Cara has made his return to the WWE, he's actually improved a lot. I mean, it was a phenomenal match. You know, it's one thing to see Sin Cara on TV. It's another thing to see Sin Cara and doing his high-flying aerial stuff in person. And I must say, they opened up with a wonderful match. And you know, I kept turning to the people around me and saying, you know, why can't they open up their TV programs with these kind of matches? Why can't they open up Monday Night Raw? Why can't they open up Friday Night SmackDown with these kind of great opening matches? Because, believe it or not, Sin Cara and Hunico was a really great opening match. It was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a wonderful match. Sin Cara got the win with a new maneuver I haven't seen before, honestly. It's almost like a double flip into a roll up, a double flip into a sunset flip rather. You know, it was almost a version of Rey Mysterio's powerbomb sunset flip in a sense, but Hunico couldn't get out of it. So it was a really great opening match. Phenomenal job. Sin Cara defeats Hunico in the opening matchup at the house show. I'm gonna go 4 out of 5. It was wonderful. It's like I said, Sin Cara improved a lot. He has improved a lot ever since he came back. I've also noticed a little something different about his music. It's almost the same kind of music that Sin Cara Negro, aka Hunico, came out to before. So who knows? Next up, the United States title was on the line as Santino Marella defeated. Well, yeah, he defeated, as you probably will tell anyway. Took on Jack Swagger. Now, there were some comedic parts to the match, but it kind of tells you how much WWE has really not cared for the United States title. Is the fact that they had Santino and Jack Swagger kind of argue over the invisible trumpet. You know, the invisible trumpet that Santino comes out to, well, celebrates with, like, yeah, that. So they kind of had him kind of had an argument over that. Okay. Now, yes, it was funny. Yeah, it was funny, but at the same time, you kind of taken the United States champion and kind of made him a laughingstock. I don't know why. I'll give it to Santino. He knows how to do it really well. He is very entertaining. But I wish they could do more with the United States title. More than just make it a laughingstock. But it was still a good match. I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5. Sin Cara, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm still stuck on Sin Cara. I apologize. Santino wins against Jack Swagger. The Divas title was on the line next at this house show, as Layla took on Natalya. Now, as hot as these two divas are on TV, seeing them up in person, I just wish it would have been like I wish WWE would have treated us to maybe like our own personal bikini battle royal on TV, like at the house show. I think that would have been a dream come true. But to see Layla and Natalya out there, wow, great match. Now, here's the thing, you know, WWE really doesn't, when it comes to their Divas matches, on their flagship show, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, they really don't give them the opportunity to showcase what they can do. Layla and Natalya really showcase their abilities to everybody in the crowd, including myself. as to what they can really do. It was a phenomenal match. You know, they put on a really, really good match for everybody at the Cajundome Saturday night. 4 out of 5. Layla retains the title against Natalia. Next up, we had the Intercontinental title on the line as Christian defended against Cody Rhodes. Now, as great as their match was at No Way Out, I always, I'm going to say this on record. Whenever we get Christian and Cody Rhodes together on a one-on-one match for the Intercontinental title, it's always going to be a really good match. It's always going to be a really good match, and Saturday night was no exception. Wonderful match. Key thing to note here as I try to sit more comfortably here. Key thing to note here, apparently Saturday it was Cody Rhodes' birthday. So, because we had the WWE sign guy there, I can't remember what his name is, but he's always the same guy who wears the backwards red cap, and he's got the blue work shirt on and the white undershirt. And he had his sign, happy birthday, Cody, this beating's all for you. But great match. Very impressed with it. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 on this one. Next up, the World Heavyweight title was on the line as Sheamus defending against Alberto Del Rio. Yes, I know we're probably going to get this at Money in the Bank, but WWE decided to do it at this house show. And, really great match. Ricardo Rodriguez, you get to see more of his antics at the house show than you would on TV because the camera really doesn't pan too much on Ricardo and what he's doing on the outside with the fans, the way he's interacting with the fans and the audience. So it was a good opportunity. Ricardo really knows how to work the crowd, especially on the outside for Sheamus. He really knows what he's doing. And let me just say this. There were quite a few crazy fans at the house show Saturday night. Normally you wouldn't see, ladies who are older than me, maybe into their 50s and 60s, going absolutely nuts for the WWE guys. And there was this one particular lady who kind of went during Alberto Del Rio Sheamus match, and she was just marking out, screaming her head off, all kinds of, she wasn't really doing racial obscenities of sorts, but she was kind of screaming at them to go back to Mexico and stuff like that. And she wasn't, that wasn't the only match, she kind of went, fans have the right to go nuts during the whole show and have a lot of fun, and even though she was going kind of nuts, but you could kind of tell that she was having fun, and that's what the point is of coming to the live wrestling shows, whether it's WWE or GCW, is for you to be entertained and have a good time. However, there are the instances when you can have too good of a time. Before I get to the finish of the match, well, let me tell you the finish of the match, and then I'll give you my score. Then I'll reference what I'm talking about. The finish came with a. We got to see the Irish Curse backbreaker, the White Noise. At one point, Alberto Del Rio had Sheamus trapped in the cross arm breaker, and Sheamus would not tap out. He got to the ropes and broke it up, and then the finish came, of course, with the bro kick, and Alberto Del Rio couldn't recover. Sheamus covers him for the 3 count. Therefore, Sheamus is still your World Heavyweight Champion. Great match. If they can deliver on this kind of match, possibly at Money in the Bank, then possibly look forward to a really good match at Money in the Bank between Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. And again, if they can deliver on this kind of a match at Money in the Bank, it's going to be really, really good to watch. Really good to watch. Now, back to what I was referencing. There are fans who can take their level of enjoyment to the next level. Speaking of which, guys, I will show you some of the entrances from that night that I have. Okay? which was probably what I should have done in the first place, but I decided to buy a $20 piece of crap video recorder. Cajundome never saw me. That's all I'm going to say. But the only thing I did was entrances. That's all I did. And I do have some good entrances for you guys to check out. But there was one guy who took his level of enjoyment too far, especially with the drinking. And, you know, he was walking up. He had a beer and a pizza. And he went up about 2 or 3 steps, got dizzy, fell on his butt, and then went backwards 2 steps, nearly breaking his neck. The dude messes up his pizza, but he didn't care about that. He made sure that he saved his beer. You know, it was in one of those big plastic cups. And, you know, he was supposed to be escorted out. He was supposed to be escorted out, but on the way there, he stopped right in front of a trash can, downed his whole beer out of that giant plastic cup in one gulp, tossed it away, and gave everybody some mean looks in our section, and then he left. Fans, let me just say this, guys. Yes, there are proper ways for you to enjoy yourself at any live wrestling event, whether it's the WWE, TNA, or your indie shows. Getting yourself plastered beyond repair and drunk to the point where you get dizzy walking up just 3 steps. 3 steps. That is not the proper way for you to enjoy yourself. That is not the proper way. But then again, there are some people who are hard-headed and will continue to get themselves drunk beyond repair. Next up, we had a special challenge match. Kane took on Chris Jericho. I'll tell you what, Jericho's been great ever since he came back, and I promise you guys, I know I've been promising you guys certain videos coming up, you know, talking about, you know, my certain feelings on commentators and wrestlers and whatnot, and one video I promise I will have up as soon as I can get the opportunity to do it, is my feelings on the return of Chris Jericho since the second day of 2012, when the end of the world as we knew it began. Of sorts. But this was a great match, getting the opportunity to see the multicolored jacket of Chris Jericho. Quite bright, to be honest with you. You know, but you couldn't really tell because on TV, you know, they got all the lighting set up and whatnot. But Saturday night, it was a really good match. Really couldn't understand why they put Kane and Chris Jericho together. Maybe this is one of the house show storylines that we don't know about. You know, maybe there's a feud going on between Kane and Jericho that happens only on house shows that we're not going to see on TV. By the way, just to let everybody know, Ryback was not there. Was not there because apparently, from what I've told, he's done some NXT tapings. That's what I've been told. But Kane and Chris Jericho, you know, you would get the feeling that AJ was going to make her appearance, but I think since they did the whole thing where Kane kind of kicked AJ to the curb on that particular SmackDown, that what's the point of bringing her out since Kane's not really involved anymore? So, otherwise, the match was really great. You know, crowd cheered on Jericho. I, for one, cheered for Jericho because it was great to see such an amazing talent live at the house show. And, you know, they put on a really good match. Great ring work between these two guys because, you know, they're 2 well-established names in the WWE. And, you know, you expect these kind of performances at a pay-per-view. But they gave us Kane and Chris Jericho at this live event. And I must say, I was very pleased. Very great match. 4.5 out of 5. I was thoroughly entertained by Chris Jericho and Kane. Next up, we're going to talk about the WWE Tag Team Championship. We were promised a championship match. Primetime players, the #1 contenders, were supposed to take on the original Tag Team Champions of Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. But R-Truth was not available. He was still injured. But Kofi said, don't worry, he still had a partner. You want to know who it is? I'll give you guys a big clue. You get it? You get the clue? You get who it is? Zack Ryder. Now, the way they played this out, it was a great tag match. I gotta get on Kofi's case a little bit because he did flub up his promo just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, it wasn't a major flub like that. It was just a little bit. You know, so I ain't gonna get on his case too much about it. But it was a great match. Now, the way it was going to play out at first, it looked like it was going to be quite a bit of controversy. Because, you know, Darren Young hit the gutbuster on Kingston. Kingston had his foot on the ropes, but the referee didn't see it. They still counted the 3 count. And at first, we were going to have new tag team champions in the primetime players. But another referee came out, said that his foot was on the ropes. Referee ordered the match to be restarted. Next thing you know, Kofi Kingston hit the Trouble in Paradise. Zack Ryder hit the Rough Rider. Double 3 count. And therefore, still the tag team champions of sorts, Kofi Kingston and Zack Ryder. The WWE Champion, I'm going to go 4 out of 5 on this match. Not too often I'm very impressed with a tag match. But, you know, it seemed like Kofi Kingston and Zack Ryder really worked well together. And I wonder if they're going to start doing this. You know, are we going to start seeing this on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown? You know, where they're going to officially announce that, for the time being, that Zack Ryder is R-Truth's replacement in the Tag Team Championship. So, who knows? WWE Championship was on the line as CM Punk defended against Daniel Bryan. Yes! Now, WWE gave us the opportunity. Well, I say opportunity, but I kind of know what the way they had this planned out. To pick the stipulation for the WWE Championship match. We had 2 options. We could go with option 1, was a 2 out of 3 falls match, which to me, a traditional wrestling fan like myself, yeah, I could enjoy that, especially with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. Or option 2, a Lafayette street fight. Which would be more exciting with today's wrestling fan? Would it be a 2 out of 3 falls match? Or would it be a Lafayette street fight? Of course, the street fight. That's the way they went. That's the route they took. But it's still really good. Now, a lot of the fans, especially the little old granny who's really having a good time with screaming for blood. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen, and I'm sorry. That's, you know, unless it's an accident, it ain't going to happen intentionally. But this is a phenomenal match. The spot finally came where I thought it was going to come. Daniel Bryan was in control of CM Punk. He had a steel chair. He was about to waffle CM Punk with it. Excuse me. And AJ comes out. Skip to the loo, my darling. All around the ring. Looking hot as ever. And, of course, Daniel Bryan was distracted. CM Punk takes advantage of it. Hits to go to sleep. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk is still the WWE Champion. 4 out of 5. I mean, you know what? I'm going to up it to 4.5 out of 5 just because we got to see AJ. You know, she's gorgeous on TV, and she's even hotter on the live shows. Especially when she was... I love Daisy Dukes, and I love them tight jeans, and AJ has on some tight jeans. Woo! I can only dream. I can only dream. But, lastly, finally, the featured bout on this house show was the Big Show taking on John Cena inside the steel cage. To let everyone know, they had to take an intermission because they actually had to construct the steel cage all around the ring because they did not have it hanging. They didn't have the one that they use on TV hanging up in the rafters. So they actually had to construct this, and it took about 10 minutes at best to construct it. So, to the matchup in hand, now I figured they would have played the same route as they did at No Way Out. You know, they would have guys come in. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. I was actually impressed that they didn't do it. How the finish came when John Cena delivered a massive attitude adjustment to the Big Show, as my twin sister still calls it, the FU, and got the pin, and John Cena is victorious. And there weren't as many "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chants. In fact, I can't really recall any of those kind of chants. Maybe they had a couple of people doing it, but the Lafayette crowd was, I want to say, about 95 to 97% pro-Cena instead of anti-Cena. They were pro-Cena. So great bout, great main event, 4 out of 5. I thought it was wonderful. Very interesting to see them actually construct the cage instead of having it come down. So I guess that's the way they're working on the house shows. Overall score for this show, I'm going to go 4 out of 5. I thought it was a very entertaining show. Ton of great matches. Sin Cara, believe it or not, I'm putting this in on it. Sin Cara and Hanico. You know, WWE needs to deliver on these kind of opening matches for their televised shows. If they can deliver on these kinds of opening matches for their televised shows, guaranteed ratings will go up. Because, you know, when you open your wrestling show with such a great wrestling match, to me, that captures the fans' interest in the entire show. And that's one of the main jobs that I believe, personally, that an opening match should do. It is to capture the interest of the fan for the entire show. And Sin Cara and Hanico did that Saturday night at this house show. I thought it was phenomenal. Christian, Cody Rhodes, great as always. Layla and Natalya, smoking hot. I don't care what anyone else says. Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio, if we see this kind of match at Money in the Bank, thumbs up for it. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, hey, I'm wearing their merch. What else can I say? John Cena and the Big Show, great as always. I look forward to seeing a lot more stuff, including where they go now with Cena and the Big Show. So, one can only hope, and you know, maybe we'll see a little bit of that tonight on Monday Night Raw. So, if you guys were there, you know, what did you think of the house show from the Cajundome Saturday night? So put your thoughts in the comment section below. Or if you guys have any thoughts you'd like to make about the show I just described to you, be sure to put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video, and don't forget to sub to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXFame. And don't forget, when I reach 1,000 subscribers on youtube.com/WrestleGamer, I will hold the first ever WGS-TV DVD giveaway, but it only happens at 1,000 subscribers. So with that being said, I'm WB Billy Boudreaux saying thank you very much for watching.